And you back with me, Butterfly to Light, with Scorpio Sun, Mars, and Scorpio. And let me tell you, this placement can be a very proud placement to where you're sitting on your high horse and you come down to get what you want and go back. It's like, okay, well, I use you for what I need to use you for, and I'm done. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that necessarily. Because remember, you're about what you can get, like what is the most you can get out of your experience. And another thing, the reason why a lot of Scorpios act this way is because it takes a lot for you to get emotionally invested just to find out it was nothing, or to find out that it let you down. So you feel like you have to be, put yourself in a place to where you know what you're going to receive before you receive it. This place can be highly sentimental and have a lot of attachments and dealings with your past, whether it's past lovers, but just past things that happened to you on an emotional level, period. It could have been something that was painful, but it could have been something that was good. Either way, it all equally plays a part in who you are now and how you identify yourself with things you come across and people of the world. Had major circumstances, issues, transformations in your life, and just living alone. And I will say this, in a healthy position, you're really trying to master your emotions, and you might not respond to people or things that strike you on an emotional level, even though it can be hurtful as crap. You will refrain from really saying things and doing things that you feel like, you would rather just come in with yourself, and then if you need to get somebody back on the low, you'll get them back on the low, and they may not even see it coming. Like, you could sit up at night in your bed just thinking of ways I'm gonna get this sucker back no matter what, and they don't even see it coming. What do I have to do for that revenge? Okay. And with this placement, I feel like this. I feel like you have the willpower to go out and tackle things and get things that you want. But you can fight for what you want to, but it's just done in another way. It may not just be outwardly seen from other people as fighting, but your passion is so high that you can bounce back from anything, any transgressions that happen to you, anything that happened to you in your life, you can use as a learning lesson and a stepping stool to get yourself, to project yourself to the place that you want to be. Okay? But you have to understand that you hold on to a lot of these things that's from the past, people, situations, emotionally, because you feel like doing so can help you stop certain things from happening to you in the future. Why? Because you gauge where you came from. You gauge your future from where you came from, and you analyze it. And you've thought about it so much, it's you know how to, you formulated a plan or a system. And when you see certain stuff, it's like you point it out because you're very in tune. You point it out within yourself in your radar that you have, and you're able to hold yourself back from, or you hope to hold yourself back from those sudden traumatic experiences that you have. It could be too much. It could be overwhelming. But you got to understand, this could help. This could make you be really controlling. But it's not the sense of controlling because just for controlling's sake. It's because you want to stop or prevent certain unexpected things from happening. When they happen, they completely take over you sometimes, and they can drain you emotionally on in a level that people will never imagine. And to not really look at things, or to not really experience that pain, you can live in a family fantasy world for what you desire. Sometimes you can see your relationships and your interactions with other people with what you desire is what you desire to have happen with them. And when they start showing their true colors and who they really are, and they can't live up to that fantasy world or what you desire, you can get really impatient with them and end things and cut them off, and get rid of them, whatever the case may be. And it can make you feel as if things, it doesn't benefit you to dream big and to be in this fantasy world, because it always ends up letting you down. So you gotta be careful with that. You gotta be careful with that. To the point of where when you see overly optimistic people, it can make you want to vomit sometimes, because it's like you're all too aware of the real world, or you feel like what happens is in a sense you can spot certain things, dynamics in the person that you can spot in yourself, or you did have in yourself when you wanted what you desired and it let you down. And what do I mean by that? Someone that's overly optimistic and feels like, oh my God, if you just think positive and optimistic, it could seem like overly prideful to you, to where they're not really seeing the real world. Because in a real world, this happens and that happens. There's death that takes place. And do you understand that there's shortcomings, there's trials? Do you understand that that's all part of the picture? Why do you gotta ignore that? Parts of it is you need the support. You need somebody that's gonna be realistic and passionate sometimes, because it can help you identify with your passions and actually make things happen here on earth, not other places. And sometimes you gotta practice having the desire to see and understand that yes, things happen in the world. There's death, there's famine, all these things happen, but individually we make a difference when we make a difference within ourselves. Sometimes you have to look at it like that. And that the optimism is only used to help us human beings fight the good fight. But these transformations and, these transformations or these settings ups and downs with you sometimes on the emotional level can make you feel blocked, or as if you are constrained to certain things and you only want to operate in the barriers or parameters of what that is. Now, definitely you can be successful for the fact that you do have Mars or Scorpio. That's other people's finances, but you can be successful through a marriage, or you can gain more after you marry, or something, investment or lineage. Someone wills something to you, wills you land, wills you, just something on a material level that helps you, that you gain in. This is another situation to where, you benefit through marriage, y'all break up, you get alimony, or you have to pay alimony or child support, things of that nature. But you give so much of your energy and your finances and all of that passion to other people. To not other people, but the person that you are involved with, to the point of where it completely drains you sometimes. And you need time. You gotta, if Scorpios don't learn to leverage their passion, they put it all in one direction and they burn out and they need their time. They need their time. So you gotta learn how to leverage your passion. You want what you want. And then when that lets you down, you feel like, oh my God, this was a complete waste of time. No, leverage your passions. Okay? And understand what you learned is what you learned. What you went through is what you went through. It was just a learning lesson for you. It was just part of life. You don't have to hold on to that stuff to the point of where it entraps you and you become a slave to your own emotions. And understand that I know a lot of things that you feel like you don't want to face emotionally, or people that are challenging you on an emotional level, or just period in your life. A lot of times you might want to turn your head at it or turn your nose up to it, or you don't want to involve yourself because you feel like, okay, well, you're not meeting me with what I want, then I don't want to deal with you. But it doesn't always, all the time, have to be about what you want before you can give. Sometimes you got to come out of that and just allow the process to freely happen. But this is a very passionate placement, and I'm going to tell you, why a lot of your ups and downs happen is to help you get to see and evolve as a human being. And when you associate yourself with anybody, especially on a sexual level or something that you're pursuing, that you put your heart or your passion in and towards, it could be an extreme things that go along with that. And it could feel like it's bad. But when you're able to move past it or really see it, it was just a challenge. It was just a fear that you had to face, whatever. And it was just something you had to fight your way out of. You get to the other side of it, and man, you would never believe what you can have in store for yourself. And yeah, your interactions with other people sexually could really bond you with that person or bond them with you. To like in situations where you feel like I didn't really want nothing more from you. It was just an interaction. You don't know that you just transformed this person's life, or you just had them to wake up to something, a major aspect of their lives, and that they never seen before. And because of that, they can look at you as really, really bad, a really, really bad interaction they had, or a really, really good one. You know, that you got to keep that in mind. But you can't hold on to that. You got to be willing to let go sometimes. And I feel like you'll be just fine. Just remember, if you can push yourself or open yourself or expand yourself past the trajectory that you have going on, your little safe haven, you'll see miracles beyond what you ever thought. Instead of keeping it so stuck within, like, I feel like you guys have lots to share. And you can bring light to the dark. And I know you feel like, man, but people don't want to hear that. People don't want to hear that. No, it's not about that. It's just about the fact that in order for us to really have real change in the world, sometimes people are going to have to hear about the things they don't want to hear about. They're going to have to bring knowledge, acknowledgement to those dark places and aspects of life. And that is period, point blank. You have a lot to offer. Anybody that you deal with, any organization you work for, just because of your experiences alone, you think you went through that for nothing? No. And you are rather secretive, so you will make moves on the low. You'll probably like to come out at night or just really not deal with people like that. You can seem really unapproachable, things of that nature. Or like you can seem secretive in making your moves. People could get with you and not really know you. They cannot really know your true emotions unless they take the time to sense them out on an intuitive level. You make your decisions and your actions in an intuitive way, where you looked at things deeper than anybody could have ever imagined. And you probably like your interactions with your partners to be secretive. And you, not only that, like you can have secret liaisons or affairs with people at the job or people that like nobody knows about. Like you can meet up with someone, be very attracted to them, have an encounter, and then it be done with, and not speak on it ever. You can do this. But you just like your business kept on the low. And you're attracted to like mysterious type people that are different, that'll speak up and stand up for what they want and what they like. You could probably like people that stand up and challenge you back as well. But somebody that ain't afraid to go out for what they want and stand for who they are. It doesn't bother you about who they are. But if they're hiding it or they're seeming fake or inauthentic, that bothers you. You have more respect for people that are people that can go out and do the things that they do and authentically do them. Okay? So I'm going to stop right there, guys. And this has been Scorpio Sun with Mars in Scorpio. Peace.